Hey everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's video we're going to be going over my top 10 best first year AFL players of this season 2021. I made a ranking video last week where I ranked the top 20 AFL recruits of 2021 and I thought let's do another one. I'm pretty sure somebody gave me this kind of video suggestion. I forgot who it was, but yeah, thank you for that comment. And you know, by the way fellas, for anyone watching, make sure to leave a comment for future suggestions. I'll definitely add them to my list. I've got a bit of a little list I've got for the off season for many different videos to do. So before we get into the top 10 fellas, I just have to say quickly the criteria for this list is that a player must have been picked up in 2020, so they could have been picked up in the 2020 draft or mid-season draft. Yeah, just anywhere from 2020 onwards, because that's pretty much the latest point a player could be picked up. So make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's video. And without further ado, let's get straight into the top 10. Alright everyone, so including with my top 10 list, I've decided to add in a special honourable mention, and that honourable mention is 𝐼𝐗𝐿 𝐎𝐥𝐝. It would be rude not to include this man to the video, because 𝐼𝐗𝐿 was one of the players selected in this year's 2021 mid-season draft at pick number 2, and he made an impact straight away for the Hawks. 9 days after being drafted, he played in his debut game against Sydney and notched up a mind-blowing AFL/VFL record in 14 tackles by a debutant. He might have only played 8 games this season after being picked up in the middle of the season, but securing an AFL/VFL record as a debutant is a huge achievement, and I'm sure there'll be a force to be reckoned with next season. 10th, 𝐓𝐡𝐞 𝐎𝐥𝐝. To kick off our top 10, we've got the young gun in 𝐓𝐡𝐞 𝐎𝐥𝐝. The versatile and tall South Australian was picked up by the Pies 30th overall in last year's draft, and after an impressive 27 disposal display in a VFL match against Essendon, he made his debut in round 7 against the Suns. Playing on the wing for the Magpies this year, 𝐓𝐿 showed some promising form, playing 9 consecutive games, 11 this season, and ranking above average in marks a game with 5. An exciting player with the possible sense of consistency in the future. It will be interesting to see how he goes under the new coach of Craig McRae. 9th, Tanner Bruhn. Picked up with GWS's first pick of last year's draft at 12th overall, Tanner would join a club rich with a high quality playing group. His impressive off-season earned him a spot in round 1 with a debut game against St Kilda. Playing 13 games this year in a small forward role, he displayed a few glimpses of promise, including a Goal of the Year nomination in round 8. Even though he put up average and below average stats across the board, he still has some good upside with his talent, and he's in a good place at the moment, being under Toby Green to learn and work with him. 8th, Josh Tracy. With Jesse Hogan's departure from Freo, the Dockers were looking for some tall timber up forward, and they picked up the Bendigo boy of Josh Tracy with the 7th pick of last year's draft. Chipping away on the waffle during the preseason, Josh would make his debut for the Dockers in round 4. Tracy would play 15 games this season, and he became a nice developing target up front alongside Rory Lobb and Matty Taberner. Missing only 1 game from round 10 onwards, he slotted 13 goals, including a game-high 3 goals against the Doggies and his fantastic first career long-range goal against Sydney. A promising first year for the 19-year-old, and hopefully the only way is up if he stays fit, and also potentially a future Matty Pavlich. 7th, Sam Berry. An early second round pick saw Adelaide take the physical ball winner of Sam Berry from Gippsland. The tough as nails personality was on display this season for the Crows, ranking elite in tackles per game with 4.1 and above average in handballs with 5.5. Sam was on the Crows half forward line for most of the year, playing 17 games, and even though he was not an often goal kicker this year, he still showed some solid forward pressure and would sometimes sacrifice his stats in going for the hard ball. Berry's highly physical attributes were his highlight this season, and I'd personally enjoyed the way he played and his presence on the field this year. He can definitely put up some more points next season with his inside work on check. 6th, Tom Powell. North Melbourne decided to use their second pick to draft Tom Powell at 13th overall. His excellent pre-season made him debut in round 1 against Port Adelaide, kicking his first goal with his first kick and racking up 19 touches. His calm and composed nature and cleanliness around the contest was on notice, playing on the ball on the wing and becoming an impressive first year player, ranking above average in hand passes, marks and tackles a game. After playing every game up to round 14, he'd unfortunately hurt his groin, ruling him out for the rest of the season. A consistent and smart ball user, he managed to finish top 5 in the AFL-PA Best First Year Player Award. A pretty good placing for Powell, as he was injured for half the season, and he has the potential to become one of North's standout players in the years to come if injury doesn't come to haunt him. 5th, Tom Highmore. A player that will always have a special place in my heart, as he attended the same high school as I did. Tom would finally make the AFL this year at 23 years old, after stints in the 𝐵𝐴FL and the SANFL, being picked up by the Saints at pick 45. He would debut in round 1 against GWS, picking up 19 disposals, but his best was yet to come for this year, as he would have a solid middle of the season performance at halfback, including his excellent round 13 game with 13 marks, 5 rebounds and 22 disposals, raising a few eyebrows from pundits. He will go on to play the majority of the season from round 11 onwards, only missing 3 games with minor injury. A pretty good season from the 3rd round mature age defender, and has the potential to take his game to another level and become a reliable, smart ball using halfback for the Saints. 4th, Riley Thilthorpe. The number 2 pick of a draft is always going to set some high expectations for a draftee, and there was no exception when the Crows picked the big 201cm key forward of Riley Thilthorpe. After a bit of action in the community series and spending the first 5 rounds in the SANFL, he developed some good form and he made his debut in round 6. Not being an unusual signing with the delayed debuts from high draft picks, with also Jamarra Ugle-Hagan not making his debut until round 17. Anyway, Thilthorpe had a thrilling... okay, I'll shut up. He had a thrilling debut performance, slotting 5 goals against the Hawks. The 2nd overall pick became an awesome target down front with the Texan, being able to bring the ball down the contest, take a good grab or dish it off to a teammate. The 19-year-old managed to play on for the rest of the season after round 6, only missing 3 games to be rested, and he booted 18 goals 10 for the season, his most notable being the winning goal against the Saints in the dying moments. With Taylor Walker out of the Crows picture for early next season, it'll be interesting to see if the number 2 pick can have a potentially breakout year in 2022 after a solid season of footy this year. 3rd, Archie Perkins. The Bombers sure do have their hands tied with a lot of great young talent in their playing squad, and one of the best of the lot is Archie Perkins, taken with pick 9 from last year's draft. Some solid VFL performances early on in the season saw Archie make his debut in round 3 against St Kilda, collecting up 14 disposals and 3 tackles. There would be no hiccups throughout the season for Perkins, as he would go on to play every single game for the rest of the season, becoming an energetic player in the Dons forward line. His best game would come in round 17 against Adelaide, as he picked up a Rising Star nomination with 3 goals, 18 disposals and 4 marks. Perkins is a player that every Dons fan should be excited about, and the best is yet to come for him if he keeps fit and consistent. 2nd, Nick Cox. Continuing on with the list of Bombers young guns, we've got Nick Cox in the number 2 spot, being picked up in the draft a pick before his teammate Archie Perkins. Notable for his tall and skinny frame, Nick came firing out of the blocks early in the season, displaying smooth and silky ball skills and athleticism at such a tall height, and wowing the crowd and pundits with his versatility. His impressive start to the season began talks across the nation of a potential Rising Star winner. The hype would eventually die down, but not his season at all, as he missed only 1 game for the whole season, developing into a young, solid all-round winger for Essendon, and already becoming a huge fan favourite. On top of that, Nick would pick up a Rising Star nomination in the round 12 Dreamtime match at Perth against Richmond, with 23 touches, a goal and 8 marks. A true star in the making, having tremendous upside with his height, allowing him to develop into any kind of position across the field for the future. 1st, Errol Gulden. The best first year player for sure, we can't go past Errol, who managed to win this year's AFLPA Best First Year Player Award with ease, claiming the award with over 150 votes. The Swans Academy graduate was picked up by the Swans with an Academy selection for pick 32 in last year's draft. Errol was not only the exciting youngster to be joining the side, with also Logan McDonald and his best mate Braden Campbell being picked consecutively in the top 10. Out of the 3 young stars, Gulden was their clear-cut best this year. While Gulden and Logan were chipping away in the VFL and were in and out of the side, Errol was already becoming a household name for the Bloods, naturally fitting into the side and nabbing the first round Rising Star nomination against the Lions, with 19 disposals, 10 marks and 3 goals. A shin injury would set him back in round 9, but when he returned in round 15, he just kept on getting better every week and was becoming more and more of a vital and reliable asset for the red and the white. Along with the other exciting young talent the Swans have with the future premiership window on the cards, Gulden shows that you can come a long way in a season of AFL footy at only 18/19 years of age. So everyone, there is my top 10 list of my best first year AFL players. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you did enjoy today's video. There is, a few players that I did leave out. I didn't decide to do an honourable mentions, I just wanted to do simply a top 10 list. And make sure to leave a comment saying who do you reckon I missed out or who you would have put in. I feel like this top 10's fair enough. The players that I've put in have, played a really good season. And it's even though it wasn't the greatest draft last year, there was still some very good talent on show this year. So so that's pretty much the video, everyone. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you later. See you later, fellas.